Hey, what is up, rock and rollers? My name is Griefdrums, and in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Rainbow Six technical test servers, along with a pretty big change that is coming in for Blitz and potentially some other operators. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. If you head on over to my page and click the little bell icon, YouTube will let you know whenever I post a video so you can keep up to date with everything that is going on with the channel. So for those of you that don't already know, at the Rainbow Six Invitational, it was announced that we would be getting Rainbow Six technical test servers. Now, this wasn't going to get pushed out to everyone. It is actually only available to those in Europe and that are playing on PC. And again, it doesn't go out to everyone. It's only to a select group of people. I believe you can apply for it, but not being a PC player myself, or certainly not for this game, I'm not a part of it. I haven't looked into it too much. As soon as I heard the news about the technical test server, I was quite excited, only to find that it wasn't going anywhere near consoles, which I can kind of understand purely because of the fact that any changes to the game, any updates and patches have got to be pushed through Sony or through Microsoft for approval prior to them going out, which is why they take so long in between each patch. The test servers are here nonetheless, and they have already been utilised once. This is actually going to be the second load of testing on this server, and it's going to be bringing a lot of changes. So the server goes live today, April 5th at, I believe, 4 o'clock CEST, which is Central European Summertime, because the clocks have moved forward again now. And it's going to be bringing a load of different changes that are pretty much hoping to come into the game, or that they want to trial and see if it's going to work in the game. A lot of these things they've already announced sort of at the Rainbow Six Invitational. They explained that we're going to be getting one-step matchmaking, which is actually going to improve the matchmaking time. And it's also going to allow you to mess around in the lobbies to the extent of if you want to change your operator's loadouts and stuff like that, while it's doing the matchmaking, you can be doing that. You can still access all of the different menus. So this is it's a nice feature, and it's something they're just going to be trialing on the test server with a select group of people on a limited selection of maps. They're only going to be doing this on House, Consulate and Chalet. So the logic behind that is that they're not doing this for bug hunting throughout the maps and for finding faults with the maps. This is just going to be the test, the new features that they want to bring in and implement. So obviously I mentioned the one-step matchmaking. That's a pretty big change, and one that I think people are going to be very pleased to see. It's something that, you know, people have just become accustomed to, waiting around in lobbies for extended periods of time. But there is also the issue of queue dodging. There's a lot of people like to get into a lobby, wait and see who starts joining on the other team. And if there's other players that are really, really high levels, sometimes players will jump and try and get out of that round. They tried alleviating this quite a while back by stopping you from seeing other people's ranks. So if you went into a lobby and there were a full team of diamonds against you, it would stop you from leaving and stop you from seeing that. So now people are going off of the numbers that you've got on your profile. If you're, you know, level 200 and something, they say, well, hang on a minute, you must have seen quite a lot of time and game. And the other side of the coin is if you are a really, really low level with a load of higher ranked players or a load of high levels, people automatically assume that, you know, that person must be smurfing, so they're probably a diamond already. So hopefully that's going to stop this from happening. Whether that's going to affect the casual matchmaking at all, I really don't know, because that is something that is still horrendous. It literally just throws a bunch of players together, and you can have a full team of diamonds and plats versus, you know, a load of bronzes and coppers. It's insane. So yeah, whether that changes or not, I really don't know, whether it's something they're even looking at, but it's a positive step nonetheless. So the next big change, and the one that's probably got you to click on this video, are the hitbox changes. On the Reddit site itself, they do actually allude to head hitboxes like Blitz. Now, everyone knows that, you know, Blitz is awful at the minute because his head hitbox is just so big. It sticks out over the top of his shield. His ear defenders stick out really far. And you can just light his head up from range. There is no doubt that amongst this community there has been so much lobbying for, you know, hashtag BUFFBLITZ and all that jazz. So this is a really positive step that they're going to be attempting to change his hitbox. It also looks like they're going to be changing quite a few other people's. It pretty much says you'll see the foundation of our work on restructuring of the hitboxes for all of our operators presently in the game. So if an operator has got something like a backpack, or, you know, like Jaeger's got big ear defenders and Bandit's got big ear defenders, I think they're going to be restructuring all of that so the hitbox fits more to the body of the person as opposed to all of the extra paraphernalia that they've got attached to them. I know Core Ross did a lot of work with his mates in testing out what actually concludes as the hitbox for certain operators. Very often you can shoot the gun on someone's leg and that doesn't count. Whereas someone's pouch, like on Twitch, I think her leg pouch, if I remember correctly, that does count as the hitbox. So I think they're going to be restructuring it all. Something they do have to take note of is there are bigger operators in the game. I mean, Rook is a lot bigger than, say, for example, Ash. So his hitbox will be larger, there is no doubt about that. I mean, Tachanka's is still going to be huge. But fitting it more to the body and less to the uniform that that person is wearing, or, you know, the kit that they're wearing, is definitely going to be a positive step in the right direction. One thing it does allude to is that it's not only going to balance several operators, it also allows the devs greater creative freedom for their artists when they're designing new operators and coming out with new ideas. So I don't know whether in the past they have been affected by this, by something they wanted to implement into the game and they couldn't because of the hitboxes. That's certainly what it seems to allude to. Whether we start seeing some really cool operators coming up in the future or not, I don't know, but we live in hope. The next thing it mentions is the introduction of alpha packs. Now, for those of you that don't know, we are essentially going to be getting Call of Duty style loot crates. Now, this is something I am not a big fan of personally. It has been suggested that it is literally just going to be for weapon skins. It's not going to be for anything other, you know, than cosmetic items. That is a positive to some degree, but I like working. I like having to grind for stuff. Now that the grind for diamond has all but gone, I like the concept of, I want to unlock that weapon skin. It's, you know, 25,000 renown. I have to play a lot of time on game. I appreciate that that might not be everyone's bag, and I'm not used to the whole grinding for gear. I wasn't a Destiny player. I'm not into that sort of game normally. I think it gives you something to try and attain in this game. So they're going to be tested on the server, and it's going to be interesting to see what the feedback is from the community. I think most people will probably like them. For me, it doesn't really work, but I guess we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't want to say I'm not into it categorically right now, because it might come out and it might be a brilliantly implemented system. But in order to implement these alpha packs or loot crates or whatever you want to call it, the customization of these items, they need to put them into categories. So what they've done is they have put them in a rarity structure, which starts at common, then you get uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. It's very generic, very typical to what we're used to seeing for this kind of a thing. But again, this is something they're going to be testing on the server. I am keen to see what the feedback is from the community. I think for the most part, people are going to be happy. And as long as it's not game-changing, which I don't think it will be because it is just for cosmetic items, I can't see it having too much of an impact on the game. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more enlightened as to what's going on at the minute with the test servers and the game in general. They will be implementing, you know, certain aspects of this potentially in the next patch, which I think is going to be next month. I thought it was going to be earlier than that. But judging from the things that are getting banded around on the websites and the forums, I think it's going to be next month. We've obviously got to wait for the Pro League to finish. We're not going to be getting anywhere near the season beginning until that Pro League is out of the way. So yeah, next month it looks likely. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up. If you don't already, please consider subscribing for all things Rainbow Six, as well as some other games that are coming up in the near future. Until next time guys, stay reckless and relentless.